Everyone wants to be there on Sunday, but as every short tracker will tell you, there is no Sunday without Saturday night. And every week, all across the nation, late models own Saturday night. This is the ballad of the sport's backbone, its hometown, its weekly star, and its greatest racing. This is Saturday night. This is On Tour. This is Saturday night. Welcome back to On Tour. My name is Buddy Pulley. I head up the late model coverage here on ATYL Media. I've missed you guys. It's been a few weeks since we had an episode, and because of that, we have a lot to catch up on. Since our last episode, the Cars Tour released their 2026 schedule, and it features a plethora of changes. Kicking off the 2026 campaign, it's the same track but a new name. Coastal Plains Raceway, formerly New River All-American Speedway, and many other names for that matter, will host the season opener on February 21st, which is a few weeks earlier than usual. Round of applause for that. Southern National Motorsports Park returns to the tour after a year hiatus on February 28th. Wake County Speedway on March 28th, and for the first time since 2020, the series will return to the historic Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and for the first time ever, it will bring its late model stock division. Catch me at Tootsie's the night before. Moving up from its traditional July 4th slot, Caraway Speedway will host its race on April 25th, then off the Ace Speedway, Langley, and Dominion before landing back on NASCAR Cup Series weekend at North Wilkesboro Speedway on July 17th. This will be the series' only trip to North Wilkesboro Speedway in 2026. Hickory Motor Speedway on August 8th. For the second year in a row, the tour will go to Anderson Motor Speedway on August 22nd, and returning for its traditional Southern 500 and Labor Day weekend slot, Florence Motor Speedway, Friday, September 4th. Tri-County Speedway, September 12th. And after being dormant for well over a decade, amidst its revival, Newport Speedway will host its inaugural Cars Tour event on October 3rd, before going back home to the new old championship finale at South Boston Speedway on October 17th. Overall, the 2026 schedule is a great one. I really like all the moves they made, especially the championship finale moving from North Wilkesboro to South Boston Speedway. North Wilkesboro did a great job hosting the championship race. It provided championship atmosphere for sure, but South Boston Speedway is a true late model track, and it will provide that late model big time Saturday night feel for sure. The crowd's going to show up and show out absolutely, and it'll do the championship finale justice. Speaking of moving around though, Parker Eatman is on the move again. He started the season with Mike Darn Racing. About halfway through, he moved over to Hedinger Racing to finish out the Cars Tour schedule. And now he's at Matt Piercy Racing, and he will go full-time with the team in 2026. He's got 3 races under his belt with the new team at Orange County, Ace, and this past Saturday night at South Boston with a worst finish of 4th. You'd think the results would speak for themselves, but how's Parker liking his new home at Matt Piercy Racing?
I mean, it's definitely good. Our worst finish is 4th. You know, we're knocking on the door of that first win for the team. So we'll go to Florence for the 400 and then to Southern National for the Thanksgiving Classic. So the win's coming. I know it is. You know, everybody at Matt Piercy Racing is really good. So I'm excited to keep going.
This past weekend was a big one for late model racing as a whole. Saturday night, it was the Fall Brawl at Hickory that ended in a photo finish when Mike Bumgarner gave the old bump and run to Carson Quapple in the last turn of the last lap, edging the 71 out at the start-finish line and closing out the season for Hickory Motor Speedway. Sunday, it was one of the most prestigious super late model races of the season, the All-American 400 at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, where the one that got away last year comes back to the hometown boy of Dawson Sutton after he passed Cole Butcher with just under 100 laps to go. He never looked back and scored the crown jewel victory. Go Vols. But Saturday afternoon, it was the Krush 250 at South Boston Speedway, benefiting the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. Its 250 laps are split up into 3 stages, which opens the door for strategy, which I think is sorely missing in some of these marquee late model stock car events. And yes, I would consider this a marquee event with a $75,000 purse, $12,000 to win, and just $1,000 to start. This is the second edition of the race. The first one went off without a hitch at Orange County Speedway, but to have it at South Boston Speedway, the home of the Burtons, as Jeb Burton put it, it's just icing on the cake. I got a chance to talk to Ward Burton after the race about the success of year 2 and what the future holds for the Krush 250.
We're so fortunate to be able to make this happen, because without State Water Heaters and Rogers Heating and Cooling, who are basically putting up the purse, that's enough purse to help support the late model guys to put on a good show and possibly win some decent prize money. We're so thankful, and then South Boston Speedway staff here, they have been so awesome to work with. They've made it so easy. So with our foundation staff with Sarah and Mark and Jeb, they have done a great job, but South Boston made it easy. And the fans came out, there were people coming from different states here. I have no idea how many people were here, but I think everybody got an experience in what a race is supposed to be. You got experience off track and on track. Some of the best late model stock car drivers in the country put on a good, clean show tonight. And I was happy with that and proud of it. You know, I'm not sure. It's all about treating others the way you want to be treated. I mean, that's a pretty simple concept, right? To be able to field these late model cars takes a lot of resources, man. It's a lot of resources. It costs a lot of money. And it's a shame that racing has become that way, but that's just the way it is. So we're not going to do it halfway. If we can't put up a good purse and treat the competitors well and put on a good show for the fans, we won't be able to do it in the future. So I'm not sure, but we'll be thinking about it. What I do know, we've done 2 events and both were very successful. This one, we learned a lot from our first one, right? And Orange County and staff did a great job there. We took that experience to another level tonight with the South Boston staff, and we'll continue to build on it if we do it again. Either way, we won't do it unless we can make it successful and make all the win-wins for everybody.
Last year's race featured an epic battle between Kaden Honeycutt and Bobby McCarty that saw Honeycutt best McCarty and score the victory. However, with the change in venue from Orange County to South Boston, this year's race featured an epic battle between Kaden Honeycutt and Bobby McCarty that saw Honeycutt best McCarty and score the victory. What can I say? The cream rises to the top. Let's take a look at the results from the Krush 250. Taking a look at the results from the Krush 250 at South Boston Speedway, it was of course Kaden Honeycutt scoring the victory for the 2nd year in a row over Bobby McCarty, with Parker Eatman rounding out our podium with another top 5 finish for Matt Piercy Racing.
I just needed a little more security on entry and the turn through the center. Kind of fought that all day really, but you know, Matt and all the guys they brought a really good car. We made good adjustments all day. Just needed that a little more at the end, but you know, we looked up with the green-white checker we had. Kayden got around Bobby pretty quick there, so you know, it was just a dogfight after that. But can't be mad with a podium finish, coming home 3rd. Just want to thank everybody at Matt Piercy Racing, Vet Adventures, Southern Bank, just everybody who makes the deal possible. It's a pretty good run.
Jeb Burton would start from pole, but I would have to settle for a 4th place finish. Blake Stallings rounds out our top 5. Doug Barnes Jr. dominated the early stages of the event, but after contact with Stacy Purrier, he was sent to the rear of the field and could only claw back to a 6th place finish. Deke McCaskill, in a deal that came together Wednesday before the event, he finishes in the 7th position for the Millingtons. Andrew Grady finishes 8th, Aiden King in 9th, and Lane Woods rounds out our top 10. Mike Looney comes across the line in 11th, Jessica Can gets the Hard Charger Award in 12th, and Stacy Purrier would finish in the 18th position after battling for the lead with Doug Barnes Jr. early. Jacob Borst finishes in the 22nd position after leading laps early. He fell out of the event. Darren Krantz Jr. had high hopes coming in. He finishes in the 26th position, and Laney Bice had a broken axle, finishing shotgun on the field in 28th. Landon S. Huffman didn't even start the 250 lap feature as he had a throttle hang in qualifying. Prior to winning this race last year, Kaden Honeycutt hadn't won a late model stock race since 2022. But since then, he won the Pro Late Model Championship in the Cars Tour, he won the Snowball Derby, he got engaged, he won the Cars Tour race at South Boston, and even made the Championship 4 in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series before bringing it back for a full circle moment, winning the Krush 250 again. As I said, it was a hard-fought battle between he and Bobby McCarty, a true late model stock classic. And there's nothing Kaden Honeycutt appreciates more than a hard-fought late model stock victory for Tom Mercy Racing and the entire 17 team.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love Bobby. Me and him outside the racetrack are really good friends, and when we step on the racetrack together, we go and fight our butts off, and whether it's against each other or anybody else. And yeah, he straight past me right there at the end before that restart. I just fired off really tight. For whatever reason, I think it was more so just the heat cycle that did that to me. But yeah, I mean, thanks to everyone on this race team: Tom Mercy Racing, Ernest Race Cars, Winsight Development, Faithful Eating and Air, Scott Heating and Air, Butler Built Seats, everyone that just makes this team go round and round, and all these guys that do such a good job on this team to support us and make us a race-winning team. Especially for RNS, you know, we were pretty much in the backyard of their chassis shop, and you know, this Marcus have ran here all season and had really good success with Landon, and yeah, just awesome for this whole team. You know, honestly, we're trying to build a race-winning team that people can come to and just know that's going to be an enjoyable ride, and in an atmosphere that's really welcoming, and know that everyone's on the same page and wanting to go win. So yeah, just really awesome that we've brought this car every time we brought with it, and it's ran top 3 every time, and just couldn't be happier and proud of these guys for that. So yeah, just thanks to everyone that supports us, all these guys that worked extremely hard over the weekend to put us in that spot.
It was elation for Kaden Honeycutt, but heartbreak for Bobby McCarty. Always the cagey veteran, he laid in the weeds during the early stages of the race, but when it was time to go, he methodically worked his way past Kaden Honeycutt, eventually clearing the 17 and setting off into the sunset. But it was a caution, with 3 laps to go, seems to be a theme lately, that set up several late race restarts where the two duked it out, and eventually Honeycutt was able to muscle his way back by McCarty, leaving silver for the Silver Fox of late model stock racing. Saturday night marked the end of McCarty Motorsports' first season, and it was a lot of hard work, but a lot of highlights, and Saturday was a building block in the McCarty's track championship bid at Sobo for 2026.
I got a line that I'm not going to cross in the cars now, and I went to that line. You know, in all seriousness, I couldn't have taken Matchbox cars and drew the way I got to the front up any better. Like, every move I wanted to make, every situation I wanted to create, like everything lined up perfect. And that's racing, you know, like I did everything right. And I had a really good car, so thankfully to Jay and them, like this is a lot like playing chess, so you can't just think about the move in front of you. You got to be, to be able to win them, you got to be 2 or 3 steps ahead, you know, and I put myself in the right spots. We made the right calls, we made the right adjustments, like we did. It's probably the only sport you can do everything right and still not win. Stuff don't line up that way, and I was just, like, the whole time my mind was going, we're going to get it. Everything's just lining up too good. But in my heart, I'm like, man, you can't ever count these things too soon. And then the wreck happened. It's a ton of quick drive down in 3 and 4, and with the groove I run down through there, like it took my groove away from me. I just couldn't get down on the flat like I was before. The car just going into a 4-wheel slide, so I took the top. Kayden did what he had to do to win the race, and congrats to them. it's I can laugh about it, but you know, at the same time, it's like shit. To me, it's like we're out there dancing. You know what I mean? I want you to hold me tight. I'm going to hold you tight, and it's for me, it's a reality check of how good we are with these cars in certain circumstances. So I like it when it's challenging. It's why I do this. You know what I mean? It's just a different feeling when you can pull those moves off and showcase a car the way we did tonight. So I'll have my car ready and I'll be back in my stuff. And I got a lot of stuff in the works for next year. The only question is I got to have that surgery on the shoulder again. So I don't know if I'll make the season opener, but the future is looking good. Like really, really good. And I ain't got nothing to really complain about. So life's good.
That's going to do it for this episode of On Tour. The next episode will follow the South Carolina 400 on November 22nd. Follow us at The Buddy Pulley and at ATYL Media for all at the track coverage. And as always, support your local short tracks, and we'll see you after Florence.